Hello everyone. Today I'm going to walk you through how to do your research, how to start accumulating your information to build your annotated bibliography. I'm going to walk you through Northlake's databases and some of the information about research that you can find that will help you through this writing process. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to select library and go to the library's main page. Now they offer a lot of information for you. You see on this side. And the first thing that I want to take you to is this place where it says research guides. Now what the librarians has done, they have accumulated all this information specific to certain courses. Although they're librarians, they're not English teachers, some of the formatting may not be correct, but the information is great, is detailed, and it can help you with this writing assignment. So even though this is not a Comp 1 class, it still relates to Comp 2. So we're going to select English 1301. And then this page has everything that you need to know about how to get started, how to find a topic if you're unable to narrow your topics down. You have these tabs up here at the top that will help you also through the research process. So here are some of the most common databases that they suggest that students use. I'm going to take you through one of them in just a second. It shows you the library databases, what to look for, the difference between what is considered scholarly and what is considered just general information that may not be accurate. So for this paper, remember you must have at least 5 academic sources. So if you're not sure what that is, this little table here can help you through that process. Here on the side you have a little handout that goes through the difference between a research question and a thesis statement. Again, these are some of the things that you must have on that annotated bibliography. You must have a research question, and from that research question you're going to do research, and you're going to come up with an answer that will be your stand that you will argue for the paper. Over here on the side, they have, again, other information about different topics if you're unsure where to begin. Then here at the top, you have these tabs, and I'm going to go to the second tab, Writing, Essays, and Research Papers. And then here on the side you see they have some information about what is an annotated bibliography. Again, the information is accurate, but the format is not. For your annotated bibliography, you must have your paper double spaced. And again, I have this information in Blackboard if you have questions about that. And here it has some manual styles that you can refer to if you have questions. Since this is considered a liberal arts class, you will be using MLA formatting for this assignment. The next tab is citations. It provides you some examples of some citations. This is a Word document, so you can print this out and have it readily available. Also, you have access to Noodle Tools and EasyBib. I know that we have an account with Noodle Tools, so you can use it, but I'm going to show you what I think is an easier way to cite your sources without having to go through Noodle Tools. Because with Noodle Tools, it is not an exact format, because it provides the URL, and with the new MLA formatting you no longer are required to use the URL. So again, I'm going to show you an easier way to cite your sources. But again, you have this here. It's just like EasyBib. If you've ever used EasyBib, you can create your works cited page using Noodle Tools, and then it'll create it for you. But again, it is not precise. So I'm going to go back to Writing, Essays, and Research Papers, and going back to doing research. And in the middle right here you have some of our most common databases, and I am going to start with Academic Search Complete. Now with Academic Search Complete, it is what we call a broad database, meaning that it houses many other databases in inside of Academic Search Complete. There are 3 databases that I suggest that you use for this assignment. The first is Academic Search Complete, the second one is CQ Researcher, and the third is Opposing Viewpoints. You should use the web last. Hopefully you should find all your sources through our databases. And again, if you use any websites, you must ask for my permission before you use them. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to do a search. And this is where your Boolean terms, using nesting and truncation and all that can make your life much easier when doing research. So from my previous videos, you know that I'm writing about voter apathy. And initially when I typed in voter apathy, everything came up. So I'm going to show you how you want to be willing to change your topic in order to find sources that specifically meet your needs. So I'm just going to type in voter apathy. I am not going to select the scholarly peer-reviewed journals just yet, just so you can see what appears and how it is important that you are specific when you do your search. So when I select just voter apathy, I have 4,590 articles appear, and again, within that, the first thing that popped up was a periodical. This is not scholarly, it may not be accurate, it's just current events type of issues. So if I want to narrow this down, I have to be much more specific, and with the word apathy, I'm limiting myself because a lot of articles may not use the word apathy because the audience may not know what that word means. They may use another type of word. So I'm going to go back up here and do a new search. And I am going to be a bit more specific. And I'm going to use my Boolean words so that way I can have all the things that I need in there. Okay, so because voter apathy is such a broad issue still, I still need to narrow it down. Now I can go either way. I can went with teens, even military, or you know, just blacks or just Hispanics, but I want it to be both blacks and Hispanics. I want to talk about voter apathy among the minority community. Why are they not voting? So I don't want to just put minority because again I'm limiting what I may need. So if I pull up more articles than I need, I can always go back and say minority. So this time I'm going to select the scholarly peer-reviewed journals, and then I am going to do a search. Now notice my search has narrowed quite a bit. I have now 1,176. But if I want to narrow that down more, I can go to the publication date and focus on articles within a time frame that's much more doable. So I'm going to go between 2001 and 2014. So narrowed it down just a little bit, but it's still something that I can use and work from. And this is where it takes time. You can go by the relevance, you can go by the time that it was published. That's all left up to you. But to make your life, to make this process a little bit more easier, you have these icons here on the side. And so just to make if you want to make sure that the article is something that is worth saving or emailing, you can click this little icon with a microscope, and it will provide you with the abstract and some details. Okay, so that may help as well. Another thing that you want to consider as you start building your annotated bibliography is the number of pages. If you feel that 16 pages may be too much, you may want to find something smaller. But again, you want sufficient information. Anything between 1 and 3 pages is probably not going to be sufficient. And most scholarly articles are going to be anywhere between 7 to 50 pages. So again, you have to be realistic. Create some type of expectations for this assignment. If you know you will not be able to read 25 pages coherently, pick something within a page limit that you may be able to handle. So I can scroll down here and see some of the articles, see if they fit what I'm looking for. And if they don't, then I need to move on. So here's one that has caught my attention: Beyond the Old Paradigms, the Continuum Theory of Asian, Black, and Latino Voting Coalitions. So if I want to make sure that it fits, I can go over here and select this, read it, and then I need to also look at my page numbers. Notice that it is 48 pages long. Then I have to ask myself, am I going to read 48 pages? If I am not, I need to just move on to something much more realistic. But given the topic that I am using, it would be hard for me to find any articles that are less than 25 to 40 pages. Okay. So I'm just going to pick an article. I'm going to go back up to the top and pick the first one, and then I'm going to go here and select it. Now again, it gives me all this information. It gives me the abstract, and then it also has some images, some data that I can use if I find it to be relevant. So I am going to keep this article because I feel that it may be beneficial to my research. So on this side you have all these tools. You have a tool where you can save it, you can email it, you can share it. There are many things that you can do with the article. I am going to email it to myself, and I suggest that you do this in order to avoid losing your information, losing your articles. That oftentimes happen. Students see an article, they'll look at it, then they forget what the article is. So I'm going to email it to myself. And make sure you give it some type of title. You can give the title of the article or whatever you want to do so you'll know what it is, so that way you won't lose it. I also suggest that you put some kind of comment down here. You can use this for your introductory, so that way you'll know what you had planned to use it for. So then over here on the side, you can also have it create the citation that you need. It's already pretty much defaulted at MLA, and so then I'm going to send it so that way I have this information later. Okay. Also, I had mentioned that there's an easier way to create your works cited rather than using Noodlebib or Noodle Tools or EasyBib. Over here on the side, on the right hand side, you have a button that says Cite. You select it, and it'll show you all the various ways that you can cite your sources, including MLA. Now what you can do here, you can pull up a Word document and you can do a Control C, and then you can do a Control V and paste it to your Word document, and this is accurate. Notice that there are no URLs or anything like that. So you can build it as you go rather than having to use the Noodle Tools and Noodlebibs and worry about if it's cited correctly. Okay, so that's just my suggestion for citing your sources. I tend to build my works cited, as your book explains, as I go. I build a working works cited page. I do not wait until the last minute to do it. It makes my life easier. I don't have to hunt for anything. I can always pull it up and just do a copy paste. Okay, so that's one of the databases that you are to use. The second database that you may want to use is Opposing Viewpoints, and I'll talk more about that in the second video.